It's hard to believe, but Mick Schumacher might be closer to returning to Formula One than anyone expected. A highly respected figure in the sport, someone who knows Mick and his family well, has hinted that the American team Cadillac is seriously considering giving him a shot. This could be the moment that changes everything for the young German driver. While his previous time in F1 didn't go as planned, many feel he wasn't given a fair chance to prove himself. Now, with Cadillac planning to join the grid and looking to fill 2 seats, the door may be opening once again. For Mick, it's not just about returning, it's about showing he still belongs. The sport doesn't always give second chances, especially to those who leave without making a big mark. Yet here he is, possibly on the edge of something huge, and it's no longer just about potential. It's about timing, readiness, and proving critics wrong. There's no denying that Mick's name carries weight. He's the son of a legend, and with that comes both pressure and expectations. Many still talk about how his short stint with Haas ended, not with fireworks, but with disappointment. Some believe the team didn't provide the right environment for him to grow, while others point to his performance not being strong enough, under pressure. But here's where it gets. There's no escaping the weight of the Schumacher name. With a legacy as legendary as his father's, expectations were always sky-high for Mick. But let's face it, his time with Haas didn't quite go to plan. Many felt he wasn't given enough time to find his rhythm, while others argued that his performances under pressure simply didn't measure up. The truth might lie somewhere in between. The Haas car wasn't the most competitive during his run, and internal decisions at the team didn't seem to favor long-term growth. When they brought in Hülkenberg and he started scoring points straight away, it looked like Mick's exit had some justification. Still, that didn't erase the belief that Mick had more to offer. Now, with Cadillac entering the grid, Mick could get the rare opportunity to rewrite the story. A second shot that many feel he never really got the first time around. Sebastian Vettel, someone who knows both the sport and Mick personally, hasn't been shy about sharing his thoughts. According to the four-time world champion, Mick's growth over the past few years has been significant. He's seen maturity, both on and off the track, and points to Mick's current stint with Alpine in the World Endurance Championship as a solid example of his progress. Vettel believes that if Mick gets a spot with Cadillac, it won't just be a comeback. It'll be a much more prepared, capable version of the driver we saw at Haas. He even mentioned how not every driver is suited for every car, and in Mick's case, the fit with Haas just wasn't right. That mismatch, combined with a struggling team, made it harder to judge Mick fairly. Vettel, however, remains convinced. With the right environment and proper machinery, Mick can absolutely hold his own in Formula One. Looking back, it's easy to say Mick should have taken one of the other chances that popped up, whether it was Alpine, Williams, or Racing Bulls. But things didn't align as expected. In fact, when James Vowles made comments suggesting Mick wasn't as impressive as some believe, it stirred a lot of debate. Many felt those remarks were unfair and hurt Mick's already fragile reputation. Still, Vettel hasn't changed his stance. He strongly feels that if Mick is given the tools and a supportive setup, he'll show a completely different side. The belief is that Mick is now in a much better headspace, more focused, more experienced, and eager to prove what he's truly capable of. There's a quiet confidence building around him, and for a team like Cadillac that's looking to grow long-term, a driver with potential and unfinished business might be exactly what they need. When Sebastian shared more about his views, he didn't hold back. He mentioned that he's still in touch with Mick and has followed how things ended for him in Formula One. According to him, Mick has what it takes to compete with the current grid. He just needs the right environment to show it. Looking at Cadillac's current strategy, things start to make sense. They're aiming to sign a seasoned racer like Perez or Bottas to bring in experience, but they also want to pair them with a younger talent who can grow into a lead role by the time General Motors begins producing their engines in 2029. It's a long-term play, and that could work perfectly for someone like Mick. His name is one of the few that ticks both boxes, young but not inexperienced. And the list of candidates who have F1 mileage and youth on their side isn't very long. So even if Mick doesn't stand out on paper to everyone, those who've seen his career closely understand why his name is still in the conversation. Mick himself has been clear about his ultimate goal. Despite his time in the World Endurance Championship, WEC, with Alpine, Formula One remains his focus. He's spoken at length about how there's nothing quite like racing in F1. His commitment to the sport is undeniable, and every move he makes is aimed at securing a second chance in the pinnacle of motorsport. While his performance in WEC satisfied him, it's clear that his heart is still set on F1. Mick's journey hasn't been easy, but he's used these years away from the top tier of motorsport to grow, gain experience, and mature as a driver. Whether or not it's enough to earn him that F1 seat, especially with the competition from younger drivers like Joe, remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure. Mick is not backing down from his dream, and he's determined to make a successful return. The race for Cadillac's second seat is heating up, with experienced names like Perez and Bottas already in the mix. But the real challenge lies in choosing a young driver who can prove themselves and grow with the team over time. Mick Schumacher's name continues to come up as a strong candidate, and for good reason. He has F1 experience, a proven track record in junior categories, and a strong desire to make a successful return to the sport. But there's no denying the fierce competition, with drivers like Joe, who also have close ties to the team, making the decision even tougher. In the end, it all comes down to who can deliver when it matters most. Cadillac's decision is crucial, and whether Mick gets his shot or not, the world of F1 will be watching closely. His future in the sport may depend on the opportunities he gets and how he makes the most of them. And now, it's time for you to weigh in. Do you think Mick Schumacher deserves a chance to race in F1 again? Or do you believe another driver should fill that coveted seat? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the video that's popping up on your screen now.